Hi, I'm Mr. New Jersey. This video is closely related to another video I released recently about the 9 cities that have served as capitals of the United States, so I would highly recommend that you watch that video before watching this one. This video is about Rockingham Manor, which is today a state historic site. Here's its history. While treaty negotiations to end the war for independence were ongoing in Europe, Congress was coping with protests in the nation's then capital, Philadelphia, by veterans whom they had not paid. To get away from the protests, Congress decided to move somewhere else. The president of the Congress at the time was Elias Boudinot. Elias was from New Jersey and had a sister living in Princeton, so Princeton is where Congress decided to move. Specifically, it moved to Nassau Hall, the main building of Princeton University. When Congress moved to Princeton, George Washington knew he had to follow and would need a place to stay. He had visited Rockingham once during the Revolutionary War for tea, so he already knew about it, and the owner, Mrs. Margaret Berrien, agreed to rent it to him. Thus, George Washington arrived on August 23, 1783, along with his wife Martha Washington, and various guards, servants, and slaves. So, what did George Washington do while at Rockingham? For one, he continued running the American Army. This included coordinating the monitoring of the British still stationed in the United States, getting supplies allocated to where they were needed, getting letters from soldiers about pension and property issues, and working out plans for Native American affairs. Washington also regularly made the 45-minute ride to Princeton to meet with members of Congress. Sometimes, important politicians and revolutionaries made the trek to Rockingham to meet with him. These included James Madison, Elias Boudinot, Thomas Paine, Alexander Hamilton, Nathaniel Greene, Robert Morris, and Benjamin Lincoln. Lastly, George Washington spent his time at Rockingham looking forward to retirement. Rockingham is where he wrote his farewell orders to the armies of the United States, in which he announced his retirement from the military and thanked his troops. Martha Washington left Rockingham in early October, but George stuck around with the rest of Congress waiting for the news of a peace treaty and an end to the war they had endured for 8 years. The treaty they awaited, called the Treaty of Paris, had actually been signed on September 3, 1783, but the news took nearly 2 months to reach the United States. In late October, the ship carrying the news finally landed in Philadelphia, and Colonel Matthias Ogden of the 1st New Jersey Regiment rode to Princeton to bring the news to Congress. With the peace concluded, George Washington departed Rockingham on November 10th. Over the ensuing weeks, he visited West Point, New York, then New York City to oversee the departure of the British troops who had been occupying it, then Annapolis, Maryland, where he formally resigned as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Army, and finally, he made it back to his home at Mount Vernon, Virginia, just in time for Christmas Eve, 1783. At that point, he settled in for his long-awaited retirement, which only lasted for a few years because he was eventually elected as President of the United States against his will, but anyway, in between the Revolutionary era and today, Rockingham has actually been picked up and moved several times to make room for an expanding rock quarry nearby. Today it is located at 84 Laurel Ave, Kingston, New Jersey, 08528. Guided tours of Rockingham are available Wednesdays through Saturdays at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and 3 p.m., as well as on Sundays at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. Rockingham is closed on Mondays, Tuesdays, state holidays, and generally also on the Wednesday following a holiday on a Monday or a Tuesday. The website recommends that you call to verify the site is open before coming. Its phone number is 609-683-7132. Admission to Rockingham is free, but donations are welcomed. Normal tours are limited to 10 people, but tours with 11 or more people can be arranged with at least 1 month's notice. Photography, food, and drink are not allowed on tours. The website also says that if you have a disability, they will do their best to accommodate you. In early May, Rockingham has a special event called Children's Day, and in early December, Rockingham's regular tours are replaced with special holiday tours. My visit to Rockingham was during early December of 2016, and the tour discussed holiday traditions of countries that had been involved in the American Revolution. After the tour, I enjoyed complimentary hot cider and cookies in a barn at the site. I bought a short documentary about Rockingham's history from a gift shop on my way out. All that said, if you try to go too late in December, Rockingham will be closed for the holidays, so make sure to check the website in advance to see the date that they switch from holiday tours to being closed. I hope you found this video useful and informative. If so, please like and subscribe. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.